Hello, Sweetie Pies. Today we are going to be explaining a little bit about Roman numerals. So, you already know that Roman numerals are a numeral system of ancient Rome, and it is based on letters of the alphabet. These letters are combined together to signify the sum of their values. The Roman numeral system is a decimal, but not directly positional and does not include a zero. It is the far cousin of the Etruscan numeral system, which derives from notches or marks on tally sticks. Each score comes from a notch made across the stick, like this. You can see it's a regular stick that was marked with little notches. Each score comes from a notch made across the stick. Okay, at the beginning, they just made little lines, but then if the number came to grew, it would not be possible to understand which was it to keep the score. So they started differing it by different marks. At the end, they came out with this distinctive way. Every fifth notch was double out. Does it look familiar? And then every 10th notch was crossed out. Yes, and now you can see the resemblance. Okay. Later in time, Romans came to identify the symbols with letters of the Latin alphabet. Okay, the Romans used only what is called capital letters. So the Roman numerals are based on seven symbols. Okay, it's an I, a V, an X, an L, a C, a D, and an M. A stroke, it's from an unit, and it's identified with the letter I. So I stands for one. A chevron is used for a five, and it is identified with the letter V. A cross is a stroke for a 10, and it's identified with the letter X. Quinquaginta, it's for 50, and it's identified with the letter L. Centum for 100, and it's identified with the letter C. Quingenti, it's for 500, and it's identified with the letter D. And mille for 1,000, identified with the letter M. So here are the symbols and their value. I, 1, V, 5, an X, 10, an L, 50, a C, 100, a D, 500, an M for 1,000. Symbols are iterated or repeated to produce multiples. They add up. Each symbol adds up to the next to sum up the final amount. You can only repeat until three characters. So we have a symbol I, which means one. If we have I and I, it means 1 plus 1 equals 2. If we have I, it means 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 3. An I and a 5 equals 4. And so on. We have a V, which it's equivalent to 5 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 8. 10 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 13. 50 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 53. And so on. The units before a main symbol is subtracted. So that in that way, an I before a V equals 1 minus 5. 5 minus 1, it's equal 4. 10 minus 1, it will be equal to 9. 50 minus 10, it will be equal to 40. 100 minus 10, it will be equal to 90. 500 minus 100, it will be equals to 400. And 1000 minus 100, it will be equal to 900. So here's a list to review each pattern. They keep adding up and tripling. Perhaps if we want to go onto the 31st, we will add x plus x plus x plus 1. It will be 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 1 equal 31. If we go with a C, an X, and a V, it will be 115. And if we go to M, it will be 3,000. But what if you want to tell a number that it's bigger than 3,000? Well, you need to learn how to use Roman numerals through thousands, millions, and more. So remember that Roman numerals are a system of ancient Rome based on letters of the alphabet, and they're combined to signify the sum of their values. So we need to find how to combine these numbers to make a bigger number than MMM, which is the highest symbol that we have. But you can remember that we can only repeat a symbol 3 times. So in order to represent a number bigger than MMM or 3,000, we use a line on top of the number. This line on top of a number multiplies the amount by 1,000. So an M equals to 1,000. 2 M's equals 2,000. 3 M's equals 3,000. And how do you make 4,000? You write the symbol for 4, and then you add up a line on top of the number. So it will be 4 multiplied by 1,000 equals 4,000. The same goes with 5. 5 times 1,000 equals 5,000, and so on. You can add more lines on top of an amount to create a bigger number, like millions or billions, and so on. Every line multiplies the number by 1,000. If you have 2 lines on top of a number, it will be multiplied by 1,000 times 1,000, and so on. So an M with 1 line on top of it will be 1,000 times 1,000, making 1,000,000. If you have a 4 and 2 lines on top of it, it will be 4 times 1,000 times 1,000, which makes 4,000,000. If you have an X and 2 lines on top of it, it will be 10 times 1,000 times 1,000, which makes 10,000,000. And if you have a 9 with 3 lines, it will be making 9,000,000,000. But what about if you have a regular number that is not a multiple and does not have zeros in it? It's the same. You will be adding each amount until you follow up with the total. So the first amount, it's a 12, an X, an I. So it will be 12 times 1,000 times 1,000, which makes it 12,000,000. And then you have a C, an L, an X, I, V, which makes 174 times 1 line, 1,000. So it will be equal to 174,000 plus a D, an X, a C, and an I, which makes 591. So in total, you will be having 12,174,591. So let's practice. Can you find the following questions using Roman numbers? So what day is today? Today is, for example, I, which is gives you the month, so it will be March. And then you have an I and a V, which is 4, so it's March 4th. And then you have MMXXI, which be the year 2021. So try to find, when was your school founded? When is it Valentine's Day celebrated? When is St. Patrick's Day celebrated? When will be the next Halloween day? I know, when was the last Christmas Eve? Guess what? What is your birth date? Or maybe tell me what is your age? Okay, find out what is your mom's birth date. Now, go ahead and find what's your dad's birth date. Was it easy or hard? Yep, you will keep practicing and you will excel in it. See you later, alligators.